All right. Hey, everyone, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into some major news in the AI world.
Big news.
Yeah. We're talking about DeepSeek, this Chinese startup that's been making waves with their new AI model, R1.
R1, right?
And you know what's got everyone buzzing? Well, they're claiming performance that's on par with the giants like OpenAI and Google, but at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, the cost thing is really what's got people talking. I mean, DeepSeek's saying they developed R1 using just $5.6 million in computing power.
It's crazy, right?
Just a pittance.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket compared to like what the billions that U.S. companies have been pouring into this.
Exactly.
It's like showing up to a high-stakes poker game with like, $5 and walking away with the whole pot.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and the financial markets, oh boy, they went nuts when this news hit. On January 27th,
Oh, yeah.
Nvidia stock took a 12% nosedive. The Nasdaq dropped 3%. And even energy companies like Constellation Energy felt the tremors with a 20% drop.
Right. And because, the energy consumption of data centers, it's directly tied to AI development. And investors are starting to worry, like, if AI suddenly becomes much cheaper to create, are those data centers still going to see the same, sky-high demand? That concern, that's what sent energy stocks tumbling.
Yeah, it's not just about like some cool new AI model. It's about the ripple effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sends through completely different industries.
Absolutely.
But wait, there's more?
Oh, yeah.
DeepSeek's R1, it didn't just like rock the financial world. It went straight to the top of the U.S. App Store charts, knocking ChatGPT off its throne.
Oh, wow.
Talk about making a statement.
That App Store victory, that was a huge symbolic win for DeepSeek.
Yeah.
But let's deeper into, why the markets are freaking out.
Okay.
There are three major factors fueling this panic.
Lay it on me.
All right, first, the cost efficiency of DeepSeek's model. It throws a wrench into the massive investments companies like Meta and Google have made in their AI infrastructure.
So all those, billion-dollar bets might not be as, surefire as they seemed.
Exactly. Second, DeepSeek built R1 using, get this, older Nvidia H800 chips.
Okay.
Despite U.S. sanctions limiting access to the most advanced technology. And that's raising eyebrows because it implies you might not need the, latest and greatest hardware to make groundbreaking AI.
It's like DeepSeek saying, hey, we can still play in the big leagues even if we're, working with older equipment.
All right.
And that brings us to the third and potentially the most, unsettling factor.
Yes, it's the geopolitical anxieties.
Right.
DeepSeek's success, it's a clear sign of China's growing influence in the AI landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And analyst Charuchana at Saxo Bank, she's even predicting a shift towards undervalued Chinese tech stocks. Investors are starting to see the potential for a power shift in the tech world.
So it's like a triple whammy: cost efficiency fears, chip dependency questions, and the sort of a geopolitical shakeup.
Right.
No wonder everyone's on edge. But not all doom and gloom, is it?
No, you're right.
Like, there have been some positive reaction.
Oh, yeah, even from Silicon Valley giants.
Oh, yeah.
Like Mark Andreessen, a major player in the tech world, he called R1 a breakthrough.
It's interesting to see that mixed bag of reactions. You've got this market panic, but then you also have, key figures in the U.S. tech scene acknowledging DeepSeek's accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's not a complete shutout.
True, but worth mentioning that remains skeptical.
Yeah.
Analysts at Bernstein, they're questioning if DeepSeek's $5.6 million figure truly covers all the costs involved.
Okay, so there's some healthy skepticism amidst the, the chaos.
Right.
Which is probably a good thing,
Absolutely.
We should always question those bold claims, right?
Yeah.
But the real question is, how far did this domino actually reach?
Well, it went far beyond just AI companies.
Really?
Yeah, power companies, banking on the ever-increasing energy demands of data centers, they took a big hit. Vistra and GE Vernova both saw their stocks plummet by about 20%.
Wow.
Even crypto and oil markets, they dipped as investors pulled back from what they perceived as riskier assets in light of this news.
So even industries indirectly linked to AI felt the aftershocks.
Oh, yeah.
That really shows you how interwoven everything is.
It does.
And speaking of risky investments, remember Meta's recent announcement about their $65 billion AI spending plan for this year?
Yes, and in light of DeepSeek's cost-effective approach, Meta's plan suddenly seems, well, perhaps a bit more risky than they initially thought.
Right.
Michael Block of Third Seven Capital, he hit the nail on the head when he said, and I quote, "Investors were looking for an excuse to sell." It seems there was already a lot of underlying nervousness in the market.
DeepSeek's announcement might have just been the trigger that set it all off. It's mind-boggling how one event can have such a ripple effect.
Yes.
But with all this panic and uncertainty, were there any silver linings? Did anyone see this as a potential positive development?
Absolutely. Even amidst the chaos, several industry leaders have voiced their admiration.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, he called DeepSeek super impressive. And Meta's Jan LeCun, he praised their open source approach, which relies on publicly available tools like PyTorch.
Okay, so it's not just fear and competition. There's also a sense of, like, respect for what they've accomplished.
Right.
And maybe even a recognition that this could be beneficial in the long run.
Precisely. And this leads to a really fascinating question. What if cheaper AI development actually increases the demand for real-world applications of AI?
Huh.
That could ultimately benefit companies like Nvidia, even if their initial reaction was negative.
It's like that old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Maybe cheaper AI isn't the death knell for companies like Nvidia, but a push to adapt and evolve.
Exactly. It challenges the assumption that cheaper AI automatically spells doom for the established players. It could actually be an opportunity in disguise.
I like that.
And let's not forget about Warren Buffett, who has famously stayed away from investing in AI stocks.
Oh, right.
So his cautious approach, well, it's looking pretty smart right now.
Yeah, I guess so.
And the Motley Fool made a very astute observation stating that durable advantages in AI are fragile. This DeepSeek situation really drives that point home.
It highlights just how unpredictable this landscape is.
It does.
Today's leader could easily become tomorrow's, also-ran.
Right.
So where do we go from here? What's the next chapter in this AI saga?
Well, all eyes are now on the upcoming earnings reports from those tech giants we call the Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
Companies like Meta, Apple, and Microsoft.
Right.
Those reports will be crucial in gauging the market's direction. Will we see a rebound, or will the panic continue?
It's like waiting for the next plot twist in a suspenseful movie. We're all on the edge of our seats wondering what's going to happen next.
It's tough to say for sure, but one thing is certain. DeepSeek has undeniably disrupted the status quo.
For sure.
They've pulled back the curtain and revealed a new reality where AI dominance isn't solely about throwing money or cutting-edge hardware at the problem.
It's about innovation, creativity, and finding clever ways to achieve, groundbreaking results.
Exactly.
DeepSeek has proven you don't need to be a Silicon Valley behemoth to do that.
Their success is a wake-up call for the established players, forcing them to rethink their strategies and maybe even their fundamental assumptions about what it takes to win in this increasingly competitive AI arena.
Yeah, wow, what a story.
It is.
So DeepSeek has really, thrown a wrench into things and shown that the AI landscape is, well, anything but predictable.
Yeah, for sure.
But what does it all mean for the future of AI? Like, is this just a blip on the radar, or are we a major turning point?
It's still early to say for sure,
Yeah.
but DeepSeek's entrance definitely shaken things up. They've injected a healthy dose of uncertainty and competition into the market,
Okay.
which could ultimately lead to even faster innovation.
That sounds like a good thing, right? Like more innovation means more possibilities, more real-world applications, and potentially more for everyone.
Absolutely, but it also has more challenges, more risks,
Right.
and more questions need to be addressed.
Like what?
Well, for example, how will this impact the global balance of power in the tech world?
Well, that's a good question.
Right. Will this lead to a more collaborative environment, or will competition become fiercer?
And what about like the development and deployment of AI in ethical and responsible ways? I mean, that seems even more important now that, the playing field is expanding.
You're hitting on a crucial point.
Yeah.
As we move forward, we need to consider the ethical implications of AI becoming accessible and powerful.
Right.
It's like it has opened a Pandora's box of possibilities and challenges, and now we have to figure out how to navigate this new landscape.
Both exciting and a bit daunting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We're witnessing a shift in the AI world, a redefining of the rules of the game.
And the outcome is still very much up in the air.
So much uncertainty.
But one thing is crystal clear.
What's that?
The AI race heating up.
Oh, yeah.
And DeepSeek has turned up the thermostat.
Love that.
It's a game changer, no doubt about it.
Wow.
As we watch this story unfold, it's important to remember that DeepSeek's achievement isn't just about them.
Right.
It's about the of of AI itself. Potential to revolutionize industries, solve complex problems, and maybe even our world in ways we can't even imagine yet.
It's both thrilling, a bit overwhelming, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It reminds us that innovation can come from anywhere at any time, and that the future of AI is still being.
And who knows, maybe you, the will be one of the authors of that future.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
it really brings home that we're all part of this story in some way.
absolutely.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into this AI earthquake, I'll bring it back to you.
Right.
What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, what stands out to you in this whole DeepSeek saga?
Right. Is it the market panic, the geopolitical implications, or maybe the sheer audacity of a startup challenging the established giants?
The story.
I think it's the reminder that we're still in the early stages of the AI.
Yeah, I agree.
We're all still figuring things out, and the landscape changed dramatically with a single breakthrough like this.
DeepSeek has thrown down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Not just to other AI,
Right.
but to our sense about innovation itself.
They've shown that agility and ingenuity can sometimes trump massive resources.
Yeah.
It's a Goliath story for the digital, and it's far from over.
Here's the question that keeps coming back to me. Is DeepSeek a temporary disruption, a bump in the road for the established players?
Or are they signaling a fundamental shift in the power dynamics of the AI world?
Could this be the start of a new era where AI development becomes more democratized, accessible to a wider range of players?
I mean, imagine the possibilities if brilliant minds all over the world, not just in Silicon Valley, have the tools to contribute to advancements.
That's an amazing thing.
Right.
But it also raises some concerns, right?
Like what?
With that kind of widespread innovation
Yeah.
comes a responsibility to that AI is developed and used ethically for the benefit of everyone.
You're absolutely right. We can't ignore the ethical implications.
No.
Imagine a world where anyone with a laptop and an internet connection could potentially create powerful AI.
Yeah.
That's both exhilarating and a little terrifying.
It's a sword for sure.
Mhm.
And it underscores the need for thoughtful regulation and oversight as we uncharted territory.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave you a thought to.
Okay.
DeepSeek's story has highlighted the incredible potential of AI,
It has.
but also the importance of approaching it with a sense of responsibility.
The future of it is not set in stone. It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the conversations we have, and the actions we take.
So what role will you play in shaping that future? Will you be an observer, a critic, a developer, or maybe even a disruptor yourself?
The possibilities are limitless.
Yeah.
And the choice is ultimately yours.
And that's the beauty of it all, isn't it?
It is.
We're all part of this unfolding story, and it's up to each of us to decide how we want to contribute.
I like that.
That's it for our deep dive into DeepSeek's, market-shaking entrance.
What a ride.
We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little inspiring.
Until next time.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
And remember, the future is in your hands.
It's funny, we often hear like a disruption in the tech world.
Yeah.
But DeepSeek's story, it feels different.
Does.
It's not just about a new gadget or
Right.
a flashy app,
Mhm.
They've challenged some fundamental assumptions about, what it takes to succeed in AI.
It's like they've rewritten the
Everyone else is scrambling to keep up.
Exactly. And that brings back to something we touched on earlier, the concept of open source.
Right.
For those who aren't familiar, it basically means the underlying code is freely available
Right.
for anyone to use and modify.
DeepSeek built R1 using open source tools like PyTorch,
Okay.
which were ironically initially developed by Meta.
Oh, wow.
And this raises a really intriguing question.
What's that?
Could DeepSeek's success inspire a new wave of open source development in AI?
And what would that mean for the future of innovation? Would it lead to more collaboration, faster progress, or maybe even a shift away from the dominance of big tech companies?
It's fascinating to consider.
Yeah.
Remember, the magnificent 7 tech giants.
Mm-hmm. Like Apple, Meta, Microsoft.
They've built their empires on proprietary technology.
Right.
What happens if the model is no longer the only path to success? It's like DeepSeek has cracked open a window.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a whole new landscape.
Yeah.
and it's filled with possibilities,
Mhm.
but also with potential pitfalls.
One of the biggest concerns is ensuring responsible development and use of AI.
Right.
As this technology becomes more powerful and accessible, the stakes get higher.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We can't ignore the ethical implications.
No.
Imagine a world where anyone with a laptop and an internet connection could potentially create AI
Right.
that's both exhilarating and a little terrifying.
It's a double sword for sure. And
Yeah.
it underscores the need for thoughtful regulation oversight as we navigate this uncharted territory.
As we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave you with a thought to ponder.
Good.
DeepSeek's story has highlighted the incredible potential of AI, but also the importance of approaching it with a sense of responsibility.
The future of AI is not set in stone.
Right.
It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the conversations we have, and the actions we take.
So what role will you play in shaping that future?
Yeah.
Will you be an observer, a critic, a developer, or maybe even a disruptor yourself?
Possibilities are limitless.
And the choice is ultimately yours.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's the beauty of it all, isn't it? We're all part of this unfolding story, and it's up to each of us to decide how we want to contribute.
Well said.
That's it for our deep dive on DeepSeek and the shakeup in the AI world.
What a story.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is.